How's it going, guys, and welcome to Locked and Loaded Gaming. What better way to kick off a gaming channel called Locked and Loaded Gaming than to show you how to complete the Winter's Howl Easter egg on the classified map of Black Ops 4. Without further introduction, let's jump right into it. The first thing you want to do is find all of the teleporter pieces, and to do that, you want to make your way to the central filing office, and as soon as you go in here, save up enough points, go to the main offices. Look to the left, there underneath the desk there's a chance for it to spawn right there. And keep walking this way. In my game, I like to pick up every single piece that I can find, so I picked up a timestamp. But the second spawn point would be right over here on top of this overturned desk. And the third spawn point could be possibly right here beside the desk with the bloodstain. Now the second piece of the teleporter that you're going to find will be down here in the northern laboratories. Make your way towards the morgue, and there are three spawn places. One would be right here in front of this body, and the second one will actually be on this desk right here, and the third place would be here inside of this chair. Now the third and final piece to the teleporter will actually be located inside of the panic room. To get to the panic room, you have to activate every single DEFCON button in the war room area and server room area. There is a specific pattern in which you have to activate these DEFCON buttons so that you may also get the code that you will need later on for this Winter's Howl Easter egg. I will show you right now that the first pattern that you have to start with is the one furthest from the elevator. And then afterwards, you hit that button, and then afterwards, you make your way all the way down to the server area. And after the server, you're going to want to go to the one closest to the elevator, and then the one at the bottom of the staircase by the elevator. After activation of all the DEFCON switches, you're going to want to make your way to the main teleporter here, which will in turn transport you to the teleporter room. And the reasoning that we did it in the pattern that I showed you is that there will be a TV that is lit up here, and you can actually get a code that we will need later for the Winter's Howl. Memorize that code, write it down, put it in your notes, and then grab the third and final piece to the teleporter. After collecting the final piece to the teleporter, what we're going to want to do is go to one of the workbenches, either in the filing office or in the labs, and you're going to want to build the teleporter augment. Once we have the teleporter augment crafted, what we're going to want to do is make our way back to the war room and all the way back over to the main teleporter area and just hold the interact button on it. After doing that, it will move the teleporter into the middle of the room, and then we're going to want to hit every single one of the DEFCON buttons once more, in no particular pattern this time, and it's going to teleport us all the way to the Pack-a-Punch area, which is actually the starting area for the moon map in the old Black Ops 1 game. Once we make our way to the Pack-a-Punch room, the first thing we're going to do as early as possible is survive 3 full rounds. And the reason that we want to do this is because it will open up a specific area that we will need later on to get the Winter's Howl Easter egg. And after surviving 3 full rounds, it's actually going to open up this debris right here, and it will always spawn 1 max ammo and a Pack-a-Punch fire cell. You're going to want to use that to Pack-a-Punch your starter pistol, and keep that pistol in hand because you will need it for the next step that we're going to use. I always Pack-a-Punch it twice just for the extra damage in case I get overrun and whatnot. But after that, what we're going to do is make our way all the way back to the starting area where the portraits were when you first spawned. And I do not think there's a specific way to shoot all these. I've tried different codes, so what you're going to do is just kind of go crazy hitting the wall of all the portraits. And eventually, a little code will pop out of the wall, and you will want to write that code down. Here in a minute, it will make that sound. You're going to want to write that code down and save it, because it's going to be the first step in the Easter egg that we are trying to complete. The next step you're going to do is go back down to the war room and pick up this key so that we can open this desk that's actually all the way back in the starting area in the main offices. It will be right down here below the stairs and to your right inside of its casing. Hold interact on that right there. It will pick it up. And then we're going to want to make our way, like I said, all the way back to the main offices. Once inside of the main offices, there will be a desk right here that you can hold interact on, and it will open up, and there is your second code. Save that code, write it down, memorize it, whatever you have to do. The third code that we're going to need will actually be down here in the labs on this wall. Throw a grenade in here, and it will activate. It will make a little dinging noise, and here is the next code right here on the wall. And the final code, again, as we actually unlocked earlier, is the television code. And you should by now have all 4 codes that you need. After receiving all 4 codes, we're going to make our way back down to the war room and to this specific terminal right here. And what you're going to want to do is either knife it or shoot it to change the dials to the specific codes that you received earlier. And yes, there is a pattern to it, which the pattern is going to be the portraits, then the desk, then the wall, and then the TV. And if you mess up in any way on doing this, it will make you restart it. The best thing to do is try and get it on the first try, and if you can't, it's just a long and grueling process. You're gonna want to try to get it on the first try. After getting the first one set, it will make this noise here. Upon completion of all 4 codes, you will be receiving a notification saying that the Project Scatty is retrieved, as there will also be a lady on the intercom telling you that Project Scatty has been retrieved. After that, what we're going to want to do is make our way all the way back to the Pack-a-Punch room and back to the area where we opened up in the beginning. Once you've made your way back to the Pack-a-Punch room, all you're going to do is head right to the area where we cleared the debris and retrieve your own Winter's Howl. And in my very own personal opinion, it is the best wonder weapon that we have to date on Black Ops. It has a very nice range and a very wide shooting area, and it freezes everything in that area. It is a one-shot up until about around 20 to 25-ish, and after that it's a 2-shot, but you can pack-a-punch it. It'll be a 1-shot again up until about around 30-ish. But yeah, this is how you get the Winter's Howl on the Black Ops classified map. If you enjoyed this, if it helped you in any way, please leave a like and subscribe. Maybe even leave a comment. Give us some tips and tricks on how to better our YouTube channel, because we are a startup channel and we want to be making more games like this. We will not be limited to just Black Ops. We'll be playing any multiplayer game that we can think of. For example, Fallout 76 whenever it does come out. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.